this part of a tutorial, we're going to be adding some functional music and sound effects volume sliders inside our pause menu. That way your players can control their sound levels in real time. So, first thing we're going to do is open up our UI. We're going to go to our pause menu. Let's go ahead and turn that on so we can see what we're doing. I want to create a few things first. We're going to, inside our pause menu, create we're going to create an empty game object. We're going to name this VolumeControl. And we're going to use that a little bit later, so don't worry about that for right now. But we are going to also create, go to UI. We're going to go to, we'll go to Text Mesh Pro. We're going to name this Music Text. And we'll type in music. We're going to go ahead and shrink this box down something about like that. And with the music text selected, we're going to go ahead and in our inspector choose auto size, and we're going to center it this time like so. I'm going to go ahead and arrange a few things differently. Let's bring the music up here under resume. Let's click on our main menu button, bring that down here, and we can go ahead and duplicate our music text. Control D, bring that down. We're going to type in SFX, and we're going to change the name of this to SFX text. Next thing we want to do is create some sliders. So click on pause menu. We're going to right click on it, UI, and we're going to choose slider. We're going to bring this up like so. And this is going to be called, I don't want to zoom in on it. I want to change the name. Alright, let's go ahead and rename this slider to music slider. Duplicate it with Control D. Zoom out so we can see more of what we're doing. We're going to drag this one down underneath SFX slider and rename it SFX slider. Alright, now in our sliders, what we're going to do is make sure our minimum and maximum value are 0 and 1. We're going to make sure that the value starts at 1. Make sure whole numbers is unchecked. Apparently the dogs are fighting. And apparently my daughter is yelling at the dogs because they're getting in her way. So, let's see, what do we want to do next? I guess we need to update our AudioManager script. So let's open up our AudioManager script. And we already should have these. We do. Alright. So since we already got those going on in our AudioManager, let's create a new one. I wanted to make sure in our AudioManager that we had an audio source and a music source selected. So that's what I was looking for. I'm going to create another one, another script. We're going to name it VolumeControl. And open that up. Inside our VolumeControl, we're going to add a couple of things. Public slider. Oh, whoops, we need to, hold on. Using Unity Engine. We want to make sure we're using the right component of Unity's backend. So we're going to using Unity Engine.ui. Now, when I start typing in slider, there it is. Alright, I'm going to call it music slider. Public slider SFX slider, like so. In our start function, we're going to go ahead and say music. We're going to take the music slider value, and we're going to set it to be equal to the audio manager dot instance dot music source dot volume, and we're going to just copy and paste this one, and we're going to change music slider to SFX slider. We're going to change music source to SFX source. I believe that's what I called it in our audio manager. Yep. All right. We're also going to be adding for some listener events. So we're going to say music slider dot on value change dot add a listener, and we're going to have to create this, but it's going to be looking for set music volume, which we don't have yet. Again, we're going to have to create it. And so we're going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to remove the update function because I don't need that. I'm going to say public void set music volume, and we're going to pass a float and call it volume. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to say audio manager dot instance dot music source dot volume equals volume. All right, we're going to go ahead and copy this method and paste it again. And instead of music, we're going to say SFX and delete the word music. And instead of music down here, we're going to type in SFX, delete the word music. And we're going to copy this guy up here and paste it. And it's going to be SFX slider dot on value change add listener. Oops. And we're going to set the SFX volume. There we go. Now that we got that all set up, we can hook it up in our inspector. So let's go to that VolumeControl empty game object that we created. We're going to click on that, and we're going to drag our script over. Now it's looking for a music slider, so we're going to add our music slider. It's looking for an SFX slider, so we're going to add that. And I think just because the sound in the past has been very blown out on the audio, how do I want to do this? I'm actually going to start my sliders at 0 and kind of work my way up with them. I think that's what I'm going to do. What audio do I have there? So I can see the audio, what I'm looking for. All right. So let's go ahead and turn off our pause menu. Let's press play. Alright, I'm gonna slowly turn this up. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, the music, it does turn down, right? Now when I turn the slider back up, alright, now let's check the SFX. Let's go resume. So with the SFX, you can see that it works now. There's no sound effects. When I bring the music up, that was really loud. Let's turn that down. When I bring the sound effects up, so everything is working just fine with that. Now, optionally, if you want your game to save or remember the volume settings that the player sets, let's go back into our volume control. We can adjust a few things. So let's see, how do we want to do this? What we can do is we're going to do something like this instead. I'm going to comment this out just in case this doesn't work. And I don't want to have to retype it all. We're going to go float saved music. And we're going to access the PlayerPrefs. Get float. We're going to be looking for the music volume. And 1F. Float. I don't know why I'm going to type it all over. Let's copy, paste that line. Anywhere it says music, change it to SFX. Like so. And we're going to go ahead and pass set music volume. Saved music. Actually, above that, what I want to do is music slider dot value, make it equal to saved music. There we go. Music slider dot, not music, we want SFX now. SFX slider dot value equals saved SFX. And underneath set music volume, we're gonna set the SFX volume, saved SFX, like so. In our set music volume function, we're gonna add a PlayerPrefs dot set float music volume. I'm gonna call it volume. And then we're gonna copy paste that and change music volume in this one to SFX volume. Alright, so now what we'll need to do is where it says music text and SFX text, just to be on the safe side, let's go ahead and change this to music volume, because I want to say it's going to be looking, but I could be wrong. So, but it's better to be safe than sorry, because the text doesn't really control it, but I just want to be safe in that instance. And let's go ahead and let's see, how am I going to test this? Alright, let's go ahead and press play. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to turn the volume all the way down and then replay it and see if that saves it. Alright, now let's see what happened. Oh, it double clicked, but it didn't save it. So let's try this again. It did save the settings, but it still started it, which is really weird. I don't know why. You can see it saved the settings. Okay, so in the game it'll save the settings. If I stopped it in the editor, then it's gonna go back to playing the music at the beginning. So now if it's halfway, I go to main menu. I press start. There it is, halfway. So, all right. So all that works just fine. Didn't mean to double click on that for some reason. Now, what we can do is we can actually take and how do I want to do this? Because we have that options button. So if we wanted to go back to our title screen, let's Control S to make sure all this is saved. I'm going to go ahead and select these guys right here. Right click and copy. Let's go to our title screen. In our canvas, we have this options button, right? And what we can do is in our canvas, right click, we're going to create a panel. Where is it? Panel. I'm going to darken up the screen a little bit. Something like that. And name this options panel. And I'm going to go ahead and paste these in there. So we have all our music, SFX and stuff in there, right? Now what we're going to need to do is drag these to be a child of the options panel. So now when I turn off the options panel, those turn off. We're going to add a button to it. So let's see. UI button text mesh pro. We're going to drag this button down here like that. And we're going to name this to be the back button. And we're going to change this to be back text. And we're going to say back. Whoops. We're going to come on. Back. There we go. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Or try to do, rather. We're going to make sure that our music volume starts at on the sliders, and for sound effects, both of those start at 1. What I want to do is go into our canvas, and so open up our main menu. We're gonna add in public void options, and what we're gonna do is copy and paste. And what we're gonna copy and paste is this one. In our main menu here, only this time what we're gonna say is we're gonna add a variable called, we're gonna say public I need using Unity. Do I need UI? No, it should be a game object. Yeah, public game object, just like the pause menu. And we're gonna say, we're gonna name this audio menu. And in this one, instead of pause menu, is gonna say audio menu. Set active to true. And then we're gonna have public void option. We're gonna say back. We're gonna say audio menu dot set active false. Now this should work. We're gonna try it. Okay, the pause volume controls should still work just fine. And we're gonna test it out. Let's bring the sound down. And actually, let's go ahead and copy or I don't know. Did I make it a prefab? I did. So let's drag our audio manager in there. And everything else should be good. Alright. Let's turn off our options panel. Oh, you know what? I didn't connect the options button. Options. Pause menu. Or on click event, sorry. Drag in the canvas. Main menu. Options. Back button. On click event. Canvas. Main menu. Back. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're getting there. The variable audio menu of main menu has not been assigned. And that's because I didn't assign it. So let's go back here. We have this audio menu. We need to actually put the options panel in there. Now let's try it. So the music is controlled. That tells me that the sound effects will also be controlled, so that's perfectly fine. And the back button works. So everything works there. Alright. Alright. So now that we got all that working, we have what we did in this video is we added to our, what's it called, title screen. We added the created an options panel, connected it to our options button, copied and pasted all of our volume control stuff in there, added a back button, got it all connected and set up, and that's it for this video. I don't know what we have next for the next video, but until then, keep learning, keep building. I'll see you in the next one.